Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Fresh off of Paulina firing him, EJ finds Nicole kissing Eric. When Eric and Jude visit with John and Marlena, John notes the special connection they partake. Eric couldn't love Jude more if he were his own meat and blood. Marlena thinks he smiles the same way Eric did when he was that age. They've a good chortle before John asks how effects are going with Sloan and their finances. Eric reports effects are looking up. Nicole comes to Holly's room to see if she wants to get a matcha latte. Holly is too busy stressing out over schoolwork. Nicole presses, leading Holly to lash out at her tyrannous mama. Nicole concludes this isn't about schoolwork, but about not wanting to spend time with her. Holly shouts that nothing she does will ever be good enough for her. After Stefan fails to move EJ to renew Gabi's case, he goes to Mayor Price. He wants to file a complaint against EJ. Paulina is all cognizance. Stefan tells her that EJ is refusing to renew a murder case to immortalize a grudge. He gives her the substantiation train. Stefan pointedly gapes at Paulina, who looks up at him from her office. At the manse, EJ instructs Rita over the phone to buy further Titan stock. He wants to have all his ducks in a row before the board votes hereafter. He completely expects to be named endless CEO of Demera. At the townhouse, Eric tells John and Marlena about his and Nicole's story on the homeless. They interrogate how it's working with her. He assures them Sloan is cool with it and that he and Nicole are just musketeers. Both he and Marlena leave for work. In Holly's bedroom, Nicole tells her son how proud she's of her. She just worries she pushes herself too hard. Holly retorts that she's always pushed herself so as not to be trouble or the reason the coming Joe walks out the door. Also, she doesn't want to end up like her. Teary-eyed, Nicole says she wants her to have a different life path too. She recounts her vituperative history, pointing out no bone was there for her. Holly sympathizes, but Nicole being controlling isn't the same as being there for her. Nicole just wants her to be safe and happy and to have a good life. Holly asks her mama to trust her also and let her go to Hop. Nicole says she hasn't earned that kind of trust back yet. Holly shouts that all the babies Nicole lost are lucky because they no way had to deal with her as a mama. She no way should have had kiddies in the first place. Nicole leaves in gashes. Holly looks regretful. Upon reviewing the substantiation in her office, Paulina agrees it's compelling, but particular. Stefan believes it creates reasonable mistrustfulness and should be delved. He speculates that EJ is refusing to do so for fear that if Gabi goes free, she'll oust him as CEO. He informs Paulina that EJ is lobbying for that endless position while still serving as DA. What? Paulina exclaims. Acting CEO is one thing, but endless goes against the megacity's rules. She picks up the phone to summon EJ to her office. Outside the cantina, Ava smiles at a grey-faced Stefan and Steve catches Ava as she leaves the cantina. He knows about Clyde's black book and assumes she's involved. Ava feigns ignorance, but he speculates Clyde is forcing her to get the book back to him. Ava advises Steve to stay out of it, but he can't, considering he helped her break Clyde out of prison. However, he'll shoot them down the swash, and also they'll all go to jail if Clyde gets caught. Ava slyly says she's looking for a further endless result to deal with Clyde. Steve leaves when Stefan arrives. Stefan tells Ava that EJ's control over Gabi's case might soon come to an abrupt halt. They anticipate Clyde getting caught. When EJ arrives at Paulina's office, she fires him. His trim smile fades as she tells him to clear out his office. She'll have security companion him out. Sitting across the office from each other, Paulina regards EJ with an irked expression. He gapes with raised brows at the sanitarium. Holly comes to Marlena's office in gashes. She said awful effects to her mama, and she hates herself. Marlena embraces her. Holly doesn't know why she says similar awful effects that she doesn't mean. She wants to apologize, but Nicole won't answer her phone. Marlena suggests she write everything in a letter and give it to her coming time she sees her. She knows Nicole is just scarified of losing her, so Holly will have to work hard to gain back her trust. Marlena knows she can do it because they both love each other so much. In her office, Marlena embraces an emotional Holly as Eric paces in the square. He calls Nicole. She answers while doing shots at small bar. Eric arrives to find a veritably drunk Nicole. She drapes over him, so he picks her up to carry her out. Steve comes to John's place to report what he learned from Jada about Clyde's black book. He also muses that Ava knows further about Clyde's whereabouts than she's letting on. Steve worries Clyde will give them up once he's caught. John says they'll have to prepare for that consequence. EJ bursts into the demerrimance and slams a drink. "You'll pay for this, Paulina," he growls. Meanwhile, Eric drags Nicole into the foyer. Nicole pulls Eric in for a goodnight kiss. EJ glowers at them from the living room doorway. Holly's cruelty leads to Nicole's drunken mistake. EJ gets fired. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers recap for Friday, May 17th, reveals that Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, tried to move Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, to patch effects up and spend time with her, but Holly was interested. Holly went on a rant about pushing herself at Academy so she could have a life better than the one Nicole had lived. Plus, Holly had always tried to stay out of trouble and avoid being the reason another man walked out on their family. Nicole abominated that Holly felt that way and only wanted her to live a happy, safe life, so Holly pushed for some trust and a chance to attend Hop. When Nicole stood her ground on not letting Holly go, Holly lashed out and said the babies Nicole lost were lucky since they didn't have to deal with having her for a mama. Holly claimed fatherhood was Aunt Nicole's thing and rejected her clinch, so Nicole left her room in gashes. Coming on Friday's day's occasion, Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, stopped by the townhouse, where Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, and John Black, Drake Hodgson, respected Jude Brady in his stroller. After Marlena suggested Jude had Eric smile, John agreed with her. Marlena assumed Jude was picking up Eric's erraticisms since a lot of espoused kiddies did that. Eric offered news on his working arrangement with Nicole before heading off to meet with her. When Nicole was a no-show in the city forecourt, Eric called her phone and realized she sounded drunk. Nicole admitted she was at small bar, so Eric came to her deliverance and took her home. After another failed attempt to get EJ DiMera, Dan Feuereagle, to renew Lee Shins, Remington Hoffman, Case, Stephen DiMera, Brandon Barish, took his enterprises to Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, and let her see the new substantiation. On Friday's day's occasion, Stephen argued that EJ was abusing his power and letting a grudge get in the way of justice. After Stephen revealed that EJ planned to make his DiMera Enterprises CEO job endless while continuing in the DA part, Paulina said the rules wouldn't allow that. Once Paulina summoned EJ to her office, she scolded him for everything and fired him on the spot. EJ stormed in the DiMera manse to pour himself a drink soon after and looked furious. After EJ stepped into the foyer on Friday's DOL show, he set up Nicole planting a crapulous kiss on Eric for being her knight in shining armor. While EJ fumed over that discovery, Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, brazened Ava Vitale, Tamara Braun, about the black book and assumed she knew further about Clyde Weston, James Redd, than she'd been letting on. That discussion brought Ava's admission that while Harris Michaels, Steve Burton, wanted to lock Clyde back over, she was looking for a more endless, and obviously fatal, result to their problem. Stefan showed up to trade word with Ava and sounded short festive since he assumed EJ was presumably getting fired right now. Steve paid John a visit as well, so they bandied Ava, the black book, Clyde, and the possibility that they'd face consequences for helping him escape. At the sanitarium on Friday's day's occasion, Holly stopped by Marlena's office and said she was a terrible person for saying awful effects she didn't really mean to her mama. Once Holly offered updates on her hurtful discussion with Nicole, Marlena suggested perhaps Holly could write an reason letter while she was feeling rational. Marlena also offered a vaticination that Nicole and Holly would work effects out since it was important to them both. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Holly and Nicole will have to figure out a path forward.